everyone, and welcome to Checkpoint. Woo! I'm really delighted to be in your face again. It's me, your host, Dr. Ifeoma Eze, and I'm so glad to be here with you today on Checkpoint. How have you been? Hope great. All right, so today we're going to have a swell time, but before I go into the details, I'd like to say first and foremost, thank you. Thank you, and thank you again for all that you do for us at Checkpoint. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for recommending Checkpoint to your friends and family. And for all of these things that you do, we are indeed very, very grateful. So thank you so much for all that you do for us here at Checkpoint. Because of you, our message is reaching a wider audience. And for this, we are indeed very, very grateful. All right, so you know how we run on Checkpoint. I'd like you to begin to invite your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors. Let them know that it is time for Checkpoint. They should gather around. Let's do this together. Today, I have a very important topic to share with you, and I believe so much in my heart that it is something that you need even in the now. So I'll be right back after this break, and I'd like you to focus on inviting your friends, focus on inviting your relations, your associates, and your neighbors. Let them know that today is Checkpoint and we have something amazing for everyone. I can't wait to see you after the break. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back after the break. Today on Checkpoint, I want to share with you a topic titled Fundamentals of Stress Management. Fundamentals of stress management. Wow, many of us already know or have an idea what stress is all about. Many of us are already stressed. I think I am stressed to a certain level. And many of us, even you watching me, you may have had a stressful day. But in all, we need to learn how to manage stress. Stress in itself is not entirely bad, but it is the lack of stress management that is the problem. So today we'll be talking about stress. I'll be sharing with you the 5 hours of stress. I'll be sharing with you what stress is. I'll be sharing with you the 2 types of stress, the one that is good for you and the one that is not good for you. And I'll be showing you ways through which you can manage your stress. I'd like you to know that many people are dying. Many people are falling and dying per minute in different parts of the world simply because of stress. So stress is actually a killer, and lack of proper management for stress will put you in a lot of trouble. So what I'm sharing today will likely help you to live a longer life, to live a happier life, and to be able to have good relationships with people in your life. Are you ready for it? All right, let's do this. Let's share it together. Now, if you have not invited your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors, now will be the time. Share this link. Share this link and share this link. Make sure that you're telling somebody about this program, Checkpoint, because at Checkpoint, we equip, educate, and empower you with information that will help you to become the best version of yourself. And I don't want you to miss out on what we're doing today because it's going to be very, very valuable. Now let's talk about stress. What is stress? What is your own understanding of stress? Stress is usually known as the mental, physical, emotional, behavioral reactions that we have to the demands of life, to threats, to things that we perceive as threats. Okay, so stress is all of those things, all right? You could have a mental stress, you could have a physical stress, you could have a behavioral stress, you could have an emotional stress. So stress, while stress can be physical, it can also be mental, it can be emotional in nature, and anything that tends to threaten your very existence or your level of comfort has become a stress. And the Bible tells us very clearly that we should not be anxious for nothing. In everything, through prayer and supplication, God says we should make our request known unto him. So I don't know what could be stressing you out right now, but one thing I'd like you to know is that no matter what it is that is stressing you out, bring all your worries to God. You see, anxiety will never help work out anything. Anxiety will only weigh you down. But the Bible says that even a good word will make you glad in the book of Proverbs. It's very important that you learn how to manage your stress. Stress can be managed, and that's the beautiful part of it. Stress can be managed. Many of us have heard what they call the fight or flight response. Have you heard about it? Let me know in the comment section. I like to read your comments. All right. The fight or flight response is usually called the stress response, and it's usually triggered by a release of hormone within our bodies. And these hormones either prompts us to stay or prompts us to stay and fight whatever it is that is facing us, or to run away and escape whatever it is that is disturbing us. So we call it the fight or flight response. It's basically how you react to things. Many of us might see a certain thing and then we react by either fighting or taking flight. And usually when this happens, there's some increase in heart rate, there's some increase in blood pressure, all right, temporal increase in blood pressure, your breathing rate can even increase. And when these things happen, remember it has to do with your nervous system, all right. It stimulates some adrenal glands, and then all of a sudden it triggers the release of hormones that make you to either choose to stay and fight or choose to make you to run away. Whichever it is, whether it is the fight or the flight, all of these are called physiological responses. And it's important that you know what to do per time. In fact, as a matter of fact, it is wisdom for you not to run from something you should fight. Okay, so let me put it this way: don't fight what you should take flight from, and don't take flight from what you should fight. There are situations that will come around our lives that might seem to threaten us temporarily, and our bodies begin to react quickly in order to protect ourselves. This physiological reaction is what we know as the fight or flight response. And whichever way it goes, it's always trying to keep you safe. And every day in life, we see things that make us to either fight or take flight. Most times, the ones that are not as scary, that are not very scary, are the ones that make you to want to fight. Okay. Now, the ones that are super scary are the ones that will make you to want to take flight. But whichever way, we need to understand that it is something that triggers our stress. Stress does not just come on its own. So what makes us stressed? What makes us stressed? Every one of us, we have things that make us stressed. Number one thing that can make you stressed is situations that have very strong demands. Maybe you have a project, maybe you have a test, maybe you have a program you need to run, and all of these things, because it is a situation that is placing a very strong demand on you, it can increase your stress level. Another one is a situation that is imminent, which means something is about to happen. It could be a wedding, an event, a child education, a wedding, whatever it is that you know you are expecting. It could even be an exam, whatever you know that you're expecting. And then because it is imminent, it can also increase your stress levels. Another that can increase your stress level is life transitions. Maybe you're moving from one level in life to another level. Maybe you're getting older. Maybe you're getting to your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s. And all of these things can impose stress on you because you are worried about the next level, the things you've done, the things you have not done well. Another one could be timing. You know, when you're deviating from a particular order of things, there's a normal order of things. Maybe you usually sleep by 8 p.m. every day, and then for some reason you are not able to sleep by 8 p.m. but you sleep by 2 a.m. Your body is already feeling stressed because you have deviated from your normal process or the normal thing that you usually do. Another thing is ambiguity. Ambiguity has a way of putting stress on you. You know, when you are stressed, you could be stressed because something is not clear. All right, you're worried, you were queried, or you were called for a meeting by your boss the next day. That uncertainty, that level of uncertainty can equally give you stress, you know, because you don't know what waits for you tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen when you go for that meeting, and that can also cause you stress. Another thing that can cause you stress is hard work. You know, you are working hard, and you really know that you're working hard. Hard work can also stress your body because it is not every time that you celebrate the fact that you are a hard worker, but sometimes you just need to rest so that your body can recoup from the stress levels that it already has. Okay, so I'm not downplaying hard work. Hard work is essential for you to be a responsible person in life, but you should also know when to cut it and when to rest. And As I speak to you, I'm speaking to myself because I really need to, in this new age of mine, I am really working hard on being able to rest. All right. Now, another cause of stress will be desirability. You know, you want to be desired. You want people to like you. You want people to accept you, and then you are doing everything. Maybe it's a new relationship you're working on, and you're trying to make yourself accepted by the person who you're in a relationship with. All of those things can equally stress you out. Another one will be controllability. You want to control things. You want things to follow a particular order. You want things to follow a particular structure. You are not comfortable with things just going the way they want to go. So you want to control the outcomes. You want to control the results. This can also add to your stress. I like to tell you that it is not every stress that is a bad kind of stress. There are two major kinds of stress. Number one is called distress. The other one is called eustress. Distress and eustress. Let me help you with the spelling. For distress, it is DISTRESS. For eustress, it is EUSTRESS. All right. So distress and eustress. Now, distress is usually a continuous experience of feeling overwhelmed, feeling oppressed, feeling like you have so much responsibilities and possibly you are falling behind in those responsibilities. That can cause you distress. All right. It is an all encompassing sense of being imposed upon by difficulties and with no light at the end of the tunnel. So you feel this distress when things seem to be very difficult, like example, financial difficulties, all right, conflict in relationships, and sometimes you have an obligation that you must fulfill and then you're not able to fulfill it. Even managing a chronic illness and going through trauma can all cause you distress. So, and this distress is the kind of stress that we don't want, all right? That is the kind of stress that is not good for you, and you really have to begin to work on it. But then there is another kind of stress called the eustress. The eustress is not really a bad kind of stress. It is stress, but it's another form of stress, and it is not as bad as the distress. In the eustress, it is another form of stress that is positive and beneficial in nature, all right? So this kind of eustress makes you to feel challenged, all right? While the other sources of stress, like the distress, create problems in your life, this one is usually beneficial and it provides us with the energy and the motivation that we need to do better, that we need to achieve our goals, that we need to be more responsible, that we need to meet our target. Examples of eustress could be trying to write an exam, it could be trying to graduate from college, it could be getting married, it could be working on receiving a promotion, it could even be changing jobs. So you see that between this stress and eustress, there is a difference. And both of them, while both of them are stress, one is better than the other. So we have to know that our response to the stress is more important than what is stressing us. So while you may have identified what it is that is giving you stress in your life, in your marriage, in your business, in your ministry, in your relationships, you identifying them is one thing, but what is your response to that stress? And this is very, very important because the way it is commonly said that life is 10% what happens to you, and then 90% how you react to it. So you need to learn how to respond to stress. Some of us begin to respond to stress by eating too much, binging on movies, having a lot of unhealthy lifestyle. Some of us become very secluded, and all of these things are not the best responses for stress. And in today's video, I'll be showing you what is the best thing to do, how to go about it, what you should do, and what you should not ever think of doing. So there are usually, when we talk about response, there will be the physical response, all right? Then there will be the mental response, there will be the behavioral response, and there will be the emotional response. In all of these kind of responses, we need you to be able to know how to manage yourself. And a very big part of emotional intelligence is that you are able to manage your stress level, that you are able to manage the things that cause stress or trigger stress in your life. So this brings me to one question. And that question is this: what stresses you? What stresses you? Please take a very cursory look at your life and ask yourself, What brings you stress? Is it work? Is it studying? Is it classes, schooling? Is it a relationship with your partner? Is it a relationship with family or relationship with friends? What causes you stress? Are you having some kind of trauma? Are you changing where you live? Maybe you're changing from one residence to another residence. Is there a change in the amount of social activities that you embark on? All right. So these are the things that you need to ask yourself. Childcare, is it a problem for you? Are you battling through financial difficulties? Is your appearance an issue for you? Is your physical health a challenge? What is stressing you? Do you have difficulties trying to fit in into your society or into a new school or into a new job? Are you getting married? Are you changing school to a new school? Or has your eating pattern changed? Are you having legal issues, or have you having mental health challenges? Is there a law you have violated, or is your problem spiritual, or a spiritual issue, maybe something that has to do with your spirituality? Or could it be a career issue? Maybe you're going through something or stuff in your with your boss or your colleagues at your workplace. Is it your attitude? Are you having self-limiting beliefs or self-limiting beliefs that are giving you mental barriers? What is the challenge? Are you trying to buy a house, buy a car? Are you trying to buy something that you have not bought before? Or could it be the death of a family or member or friend? Whichever way it is, you need to first of all identify what is the source of your stress. What is the trigger for your stress? See, while I may not have the answers to all of these stress factors, it is important that you understand what we call self-awareness. Self-awareness will help you to first and foremost find out what it is in your life that is creating this level of stress. And do you know why we usually get stressed out? There are two major reasons why we always get stressed out. Number one, we get very stressed out when we perceive that the situation that we are having or going through is dangerous, is difficult, or is very, very painful. This is why we get stressed out. It's not just about what is stressing you, but sometimes we figure out that the thing we are going through is difficult. All right, it is dangerous, and sometimes it can be very, very painful. Another reason why we stress out when we're going through stress is that we don't even believe that we have enough resources to be able to cope with what we are currently going through. So that's why we stress out. So whenever you see yourself or any other person stressed out, you have to find out why are we getting stressed out? Is it because that this situation is painful? Is it because it's difficult? Is it because it is dangerous? Or is it because we feel we are not capable of coping with this level of stress? We need to understand that there is something we call the warning signs of stress, or stress triggers. There are things that when it happens, we usually see them as red flags. All right, we call them red flags. You need to find out what are your red flags. What are the warning signs that stress is already creeping into your life? How do you know? So that you stop it ahead of time, especially the distress that we're talking about. That's the one that is not a very good kind of stress. How do we know that this stress is pushing into our lives, is creeping into our lives, so that we can be able to stop it? Let me tell you this: if we keep pushing ourselves, eventually something inside of us will send a red flag or a warning sign that this stress in our life is already becoming a problem. So what do we then do? How do we then handle it? We need to figure out how best to reduce our stress levels. I'd like to share with you very quickly 5 hours of stress management. 5 hours of stress management. Number 1 hour is what we call rethink. Rethink. Because you cannot actually get stressed until you begin to think about what you are going through, until you begin to think this is difficult, until you begin to think this is dangerous, until you begin to think this is painful, or you begin to think I don't have enough resources to be able to handle this stress at this moment. So you need to have a rethink. You have to switch out the negatives and switch in the positives. You have to tell yourself, oh no, I am capable. This may be painful, but I can withstand it. This may be difficult, but it is something I can handle. This may be dangerous, but I have been equipped to handle this dangerous situation. So you have to first and foremost rethink. Everybody say rethink. Yes. Rethink the matter, rethink the problem, rethink the situation, and then you'll be able to handle it. All right. Number 2R is what we call relax. Relax. And somebody will be like, oh, what if I see something that is really dangerous? I experience a very painful situation or a problem. How do I actually relax? Relax. Relax. All right. You have to learn how to relax. See, the truth of the matter is this. No matter what the problem is, your life does not have to end with that problem. I know there are challenges. I know there are situations in your life, but you have to learn how to breathe in and out. Is really relaxing. All right, you have engage in breathing exercises that will help you to relax. You need to relax because your life does not need to end with this problem. Stress, you shouldn't allow stress to kill you. All right, you shouldn't allow stress to destroy you. No matter what it is that you're going through, you also need to figure out how best to cope with that stress in your life, how best to handle the stress in your life. You just have to keep talking to yourself, keep looking for ways to relax. Anything that that is in your life that has the ability to trigger that level of stress in your life, you have to make sure you work on it so that it does not become a major problem in your life. All right. So this is something that you really have to work on and manage in your life, because if you don't learn how to relax, like somebody said, if you don't learn how to relax, you will have to rest in peace. If you don't know how to rest and relax, then you will rest in peace. And that is not your portion. That is not my prayer for you. And that is not our expectation. You need to learn how to rest. You need to learn how to relax. And this is very, very important. Don't go about thinking that this problem is going to be the end of your life. So you have to put your mind at rest. All right. And when you do this, engage in meditation, engage in visualization, learn breathing exercises, and this will help to slow down your running mind. All right. This will really, really help you. The third R I like to share with you is release. When you release, release works by getting rid of the stress related muscle tension, all right, and the nervous energy in healthy ways. Now, release techniques include mild and moderate types of physical exercises and physical activities so that you can be able to get rid of serious health problems. So find ways to release that negative energy. Find ways to release some people engage in boxing exercises. Some have something they have to jump on. Some decide to break some things, not in the house. All right, look for something to break outside, like using the axe to break wood. All right, so whatever it is that you need to do to release. Some engage in short runs. All right, so that they can burn out the negative energy. So whatever works for you, please do well to use that. Number 4R is what I call reduce. Reduce. And what does this mean? You have to cut down on the overall volume of stressors in your life and turn the remaining ones into challenges. All right. Instead of having them as stress, and stressors in your life, you have to learn how to turn them into challenges. As a matter of fact, reducing these reduced techniques will help you to operate at your peak level of performance and get the most out of each day. So you need to learn how to reduce. All right. Remember, I've shared with you four already out of the 5 hours of stress management. First one is rethink. Second one is relax. The third one is release. The fourth one is reduce. And the final and fifth one is reorganize. Reorganize. When you want to reorganize, you have to look at your lifestyle. You have to look at your daily activities. You have to look at the things that you usually do and look out for ways to develop a more stress resistant lifestyle. Okay. Look at your level of wellness, all right, across all the 7 dimensions: the physical dimension, the social dimension, the spiritual dimension, the emotional dimension, the intellectual dimension, the occupational dimension, and the environmental dimension. These are the 7 dimensions of your life. So look across these 7 dimensions of your life and ask yourself, in what way do I reorganize my lifestyle so that I will be able to live a stress resistant or stressless kind of lifestyle? And this will greatly, greatly help you. So these are the 5 R's that you can use to defend your body against stress. All right. So the 5 hours for handling your stress management. While I have shared that with you, I like to make other suggestions that will help you to reduce the stress in your life. Number one, I like you to find a support system. Find a quality support system. These are people that you are able to tell your feelings. These are people you are able to express what you are going through per time. All right. There are people in your life and they play this very, very vital role. Open your mouth and tell to somebody. Don't keep it all in. All right. Don't pack it all in. Open your mouth and tell somebody what you are going through. All right. It is commonly said that a problem shared is a problem half solved. At least tell somebody what it is that is stressing you out. Tell somebody what it is that you're going through. And when you're able to do this, it's very, very key. It will help to reduce the stress level in your life. Stress is a killer. I must not overemphasize this. Stress is a killer. And if you want to avoid being killed by stress, you need to find a healthy support system, a quality support system. There are men and women in your corner who look out for you, who believe in you, who will not criticize you the way other people outside will criticize you. These people are able to see your future. They are able to see you past your errors and your mistake. Number two way through which you can reduce stress is that you have to change your attitude. Remember, I said that if you don't think, you can't stress. All right. What causes stress to have its power in your life is that you began to think about it, how dangerous it is, how difficult it is, how painful it is, and how unqualified you are, or how low with resources that you are, that you cannot handle that particular stressor. So change your attitude, begin to change the way you think. And it is important that you learn the art of gratitude. Gratitude can help you change your attitude and ensure that you reach the altitude you have always desired. Let me say this again. Gratitude will help you change your attitude so that you can reach the altitude you have always desired or envisioned. So please change your attitude. Find other ways to think about your stressful situation. Remember, like I said before, that life is 10% what has happened to you, but 90% how you react to it. So learn how to react in a more calm way, in a more relaxed way, with information and knowledge, and you discover that that stressor is not as stressful as it really is. All right, let me share with you number three suggestion for handling your stress. You have to be realistic. Don't make it look like, oh, I live in Wonderland, I'm Barbie in Wonderland, or Alice in Wonderland. Whichever way it is, don't trivialize what is stressing you. Don't trivialize what is stressing you. Don't belittle it. Be realistic, all right? And if you want to be realistic, you have to set real goals for dealing with your situations, real goals for solving your problems, and also develop realistic expectations of yourself and others. You are just a human being. You are not a machine. You are just a human being, and you are not Superman or Superwoman. All right. I know that God has enabled you and strengthened you. However, you are still a human being. All right. And because you are a human being, there would always be limitations. There would always be imperfections. And imperfections is what makes us who we are. Someone like me, I believe that while I am imperfect, while I am enjoying a perfect life, all right? So it's not about what you have, but it's about how you think about what you have. I couldn't have wished for anything else, all right? What I have now is okay, and that is how I build my level of contentment, all right? So it is important that you look at yourself and tell yourself that even with all your imperfections, you are perfect. Even with all the imperfect situations around you, your situation is pretty perfect, because there are people in your life, around you, far away from your life, who are going through things that are far more worse than what you are going through. And that is why you have to be grateful and be realistic. Tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do this from here to here. I'm going to do this from this point to that point. I'm going to work on this weight. I'm going to work on my relationship with people. I'm going to work on this, on my marriage. I'm going to work on my projects. So just set realistic goals. And while you need to learn how to be patient with yourself, all right? You You need to learn how to develop realistic expectations of yourself. Don't expect too much from yourself than you can give. Don't expect too much from others than they are able to give. And this is very key because sometimes some of the things that even stress us out are our expectations from other people. We expect too much from people. We expect them to be perfect. We expect them to read our minds. We expect them to do all the good things, all right, and get us out of trouble. But in life, it is really not like that. So while you expect stuff from yourself, also learn how to reduce your expectation of other people, and this will really help to reduce your stress level. Let's talk about number four. Number four suggestion on how you can reduce the stress or manage the stress in your life is that you have to get organized and take charge of your life. Get organized and take charge of your life. If you live a life that is very, very unorganized and very, very scattered, like you have poor planning, a lifestyle, it will always lead you to frustration. It will always take you to a crisis situation, and it will always make you to feel stressed. If you're not able to plan your time, you're not able to make a good schedule, you're not able to establish real priorities in your life, in your finances, in your time, you will always run into trouble. You will always feel stressed. There are people that they don't prioritize the money that comes into their hands. 1 minute they have money, the next minute they are in financial crisis, and all of these things are not expected of you. If you want to live a stress-free life or a stressless life or a stress reduced lifestyle, you have to learn how to plan yourself. You need to learn how to organize yourself. You need to learn how to sit back and have a schedule. All right, have a schedule. Know what it is you want to do today. Know what it is you want to do tomorrow. Planning is important. It is commonly said that failure to plan is planning to fail. Let me say that again. Failure to plan is planning to fail. While you're listening to me and any points strikes you in this video, please do well to drop it in the comment section. Let me know if this video is been a huge blessing to you, because I really want you to be blessed by it. All right, so get yourself organized, plan yourself, plan your time, plan your money. All right, don't just go window shopping and whatever is available you buy. You end up in financial crisis. All right, establish what are your priorities. Sit back and ask yourself, what is most important to me in the now? What can I do now? What can I do later? And what should I do never? This is something you should always ask yourself. What should I do now? What should I do later? And what should I do never? There are things you should never do because they eat away your time, they eat away on your personality, they eat away on your happiness. There are things you can do later because now might not be the best time to do them. And there are things you should do now because time is of the essence. You need to figure out for yourself all the things that you need to do that fit into this category of now, later, and never. I have another suggestion for you. Suggestion number 5, you need to take breaks. All right, you need to give yourself some me time. All right, take breaks, take a vacation if you need, take a vacay. All right, I'm thinking a lot about vacation this week, so I hope you are thinking alongside with me. Think of a vacation, think of a rest time, take a me time. All right, this me time is the time you use to re-energize yourself, refuel yourself, all right, for the journey that is ahead of you. It's the time you need to rest, relax, and take care of yourself. And can I tell you that self-care is not selfish? The fact that you are taking care of yourself does not mean that you are being selfish. All right, so it's important that while you are taking care of yourself, while you are taking care of yourself, you are also intentionally doing that. All right, learn that taking time for yourself, for rejuvenation, for relaxation is just as important as dedicating time to other activities. So don't say, oh, today was a wasted day because you rested. Incorporate rest into your activities. Incorporate your vacation into your plan for the year. All right, take time to rest, take time to relax, take time to rejuvenate so that you be healthy and strong for the journey that is ahead of you. See, every day, in fact, take out time to take short breaks between the work that you're doing. This is important. You want to live, right? You want to live a long, healthy life. Then you have to learn how to manage that life. Learn to take breaks. It is not bad to take your break. It is not bad for you to take some vacation time, some resting time, and give yourself some quality me time where you're able to refuel so that you can be in your best behavior. Some parents, mothers like me, and fathers also, they don't take time to rest, and they assume that, oh, there's no time to rest. If I rest, I slack. If I rest, I will not bring in my best, or I will not contribute the best to this family. But let me tell you, the person you're in a relationship with, you will do better for that person if you are able to rest. The person that you are, that is a member of your family, you will do better for them if you are able to rest, because when you rest, you refuel, you are happier. All right, you are able to think more positively, you are not antagonistic, you are not resentful, and you are able to bring your best self to the table. And that is why you have to learn how to take breaks and rest. All right, so number 6 is that you have to also learn how to take good care of yourself. Taking good care of your body, your spirit, and your mind, this is very essential. Remember that we are tripartite in nature. Remember that every human being has a triune form, and we have both the body, the spirit, and the mind. Okay, so we are all spirits. We have a body, we have a mind, and we live in a body. And you have to look at this, all of these dimensions of yourself, and that is why you have to eat healthy. You have to rest regularly. You have to keep a very healthy routine. You have to exercise. You have to learn how to read a book or read the scriptures. You have to learn how to pray to edify your spirit. But you need to intentionally look out for what you do that you enjoy doing every day. All right. Let me tell you this, the more you rest yourself, the more you take good care of yourself, the less you are stressed. All right. This is very, very important, and it's something that you have to do do intentionally. So please take good care of yourself. Take care of your body. You're not going to have another body here on earth. So don't keep putting junk food into that mouth. Eat healthy, eat the right things, because you want to keep your body healthy. Exercise, exercise. There are exercises that are not very complicated. If it's a walk, take a walk. Get that heart beating. Get that heart pumping. Just keep moving. All right. This is very, very important. If you can't move in a place, get equipments and gadgets that can help you to exercise even where you are. All right. Keep the body moving. The body was not created to just be in a place. The body was created to move. And then read, study. All right. Learn new things. Develop your mind. This will keep your mind sharp and healthy. And most importantly, build up your spirit, man. Okay. Love the Lord. Study the word of God. Hear the word of God. Be in an environment where other believers are. And this will greatly build your body, your spirit, and your mind. And this is very, very essential. Should I go on? Yeah, I'd like to share with you number 7. Number 7 suggestion on how to reduce stress in your life is that you have to learn how to say no. This might look like a very funny one, but it's important that you learn how to say no. And please accept it, and teach others how to accept that no is a full sentence. No, you don't need to give people reasons why you have to say no. All right, learn to pick and choose the things that you will say yes to, and the things that you will say no to. Learn to say no. There are some of us, we are so bad at it, we don't even know how to say no. We can't say no with integrity. We can't say no and stamp our feet. Learn to say no. Say no to anything that is stressing you out. Say no to anything that is taking unnecessary time from you. Say no to anything that is exhausting you. Whatever it is that is putting you in a very negative mood, please say no to it. Say no and learn that no is a complete sentence. You don't have to be forced into saying a yes when you don't want to say a yes. No is a complete sentence. Don't bother explain to the person why you have to say. You have a right to say no. Protect yourself by not allowing yourself to take on every request from everybody or opportunity that comes your way. There are some opportunities that you learn how to say no to. There are some requests that people will make in your life, and you learn how to say no. It's not every time you're saying yes, yes to that person, yes to this person. Before you know it, you have dissipated your energy and you are becoming cranky and unhappy, and that is not healthy for you. Neither is it good for anyone. Protect yourself by learning how to say no. Number 8, I think I have already mentioned this, but it is worth a second mention. Get regular exercises. Exercise every day. In fact, if you need to go register in a gym, register in a gym if that's what works for you. If you need to stay at home, stay at home. If you need to use exercise tools at home, go ahead and do so. But what is most important is that you keep moving. All right, exercise yourself regularly. You can live in your house, just climbing the step up and down is enough. Moving up and down the stairs is good for you, it's healthy for you. Walking around your compound, just 30 minutes walk every day, a 1 hour walk every day, that's awesome. You don't need to begin to carry heavy metals and ions. It will help you to relieve some of the stress in your life and even symptoms of depression. I assure you, it will help us to maintain our health if we learn how to exercise regularly. All right, it helps the blood to circulate well in our body and it keeps us healthier. So please do well to get your exercise in. I recommend, and most medical personnel recommend 10,000 steps a day, as much as you can. If you can do 3,000, do 3,000. If you can do 5,000, do 5,000. Don't put yourself on a tight schedule. Don't expect too much from yourself when your body cannot carry it. Whatever it is you can do, take a walk. Just walk around, walk around, walk around. You don't need heavy metals. You don't need heavy equipment. Just keep your heart pumping. All right. So let me share with you number 9 suggestion on how you can manage stress and reduce the stress in your life is that you need to get something you love to do. All right, get a hobby, do something different. All right, switch off the things that you normally do. All right, play. Your play is as important as your work. Your play is as important as your work. Don't become a jack who only works and does not have time to play. All right, so make sure that you make out time to play. You can play tennis, you can play volleyball, you can play anything to just make yourself find a hobby. You can play music, all right? You can write music, you can write books if that's a hobby for you. Whatever it is that works for you, something that truly makes you glad, something that makes you happy, something that makes you refreshed, all right? For me, music is my happy place. It's the place where I find solace, all right? No matter what is bothering me, if I find myself in an environment where there is good music, I feel okay. If I can decide to write my own music, I can decide to listen to the one that other people have written. It's my happy place. You find your happy place. Find a hobby. Find something you love to do. Find an area of interest, and then make sure that you incorporate it into your daily work. Don't carry all of these burdens on yourself. All right. Don't carry all the burdens in this life on your shoulder. All right. It is important that you learn how to balance things out. Okay, find a hobby, find something you love, find something interesting and do it. Okay, life is not meant to be lived with this all of this stress and all of these burdens. It's tiring, it's exhausting. All right, so please do find something that you love to do and do it with all your might. All right, I'd like to share with you number 10 suggestion for reducing stress is that you have to slow down. All right, tell yourself that there are times that you have to truly slow down. Know your limits and cut down on the number of things that you try to do on a very daily basis. I know there are times you're trying to meet target. I know there are times that you feel like you need to achieve something, but you need to also balance it up by making enough time for yourself. All right, be realistic about how many things you can accomplish in each day. All right, monitor your pace. Rushing through things, you end up making mistakes, you end up having bad performance. Take out the time that you need to do a job and do it well. All right, when tasks are done poorly, it will lead to added stress in your life. So please learn how to calm down, learn how to slow down, learn how to stop pushing yourself so hard. All right, sometimes you just need to slow down. I didn't used to know this earlier, I must confess, but as I grow older, I'm learning how to slow down, learning how to just tell myself, okay, today is a no target day. Today is a day of no accomplishments. The accomplishment I want to have today is I want to rest my body, I want to rest my mind, and then I go ahead doing that. And I discover that whenever I do it, the next day becomes more productive. And this is something you should practice more often. All right, number 11, you need to learn how to relax. Learn how to relax. All right, develop a relaxation routine. All right, if you need to do meditation, do meditation. If you need to do yoga, go ahead and do it. But by all means, learn to relax. You can decide to swim, you can decide to just relax and be happy. You see, I'm telling you of a truth. This life is just one life you have, right? It's just one life you have, and you don't have to kill yourself with stress. You don't have to kill yourself with all the things that you need to do. I know you are an achiever. I know you're a top performing executive, but listen to me, just relax. Just relax. Learn how to break it down and rest when you should, and this will greatly, greatly help you. All right. So there are different types of relaxation exercises. You can engage in deep breathing. There is I taught you that one. Just breathe in and then exhale, breathe out. You can do visualization. Okay, in visualization, you close your eyes and you tell yourself, I just traveled to Hawaii, I just landed, and then I'm walking on the beach in Hawaii. You just close your eyes and you visualize. So you keep visualizing. The sea is blue, there is a gentle breeze in the background, children are laughing with their parents and guardians, and I'm just on a bench sipping a coconut juice from a real life coconut. Visualize. At least if you cannot physically go on a vacation, please take your mind on a mind vacation. That will truly, truly help you. All right. Try to change the way that you see situations, the way you react to situations. Remember that stress is normal for every human being, but just that we don't want the stress. We don't want the stress. Everybody will be stressed from time to time. But the issue is, how well are you managing this stress? All right. I have shared with you the 5 hours for you to cope with stress and manage stress. Use these skills and help yourself to reduce your stress. Practice relaxation, practice everything that I have showed you in this video, and you will live the better for it. Stress is a killer, like I said, and I just reason that in even in our world today, when there are so many stressors, the other day I went with a group of women and we just wanted to have a self-care moment, so we decided to watch a movie together at the cinema, and the movie we watched was Barbie, and we saw that Barbie, for some people, had been putting a lot of pressure on people to look as perfect as Barbie. And we just eventually discovered that Barbie is not just about the shape and the figure and the proper curves and stuff like that. It's about who you really want to be and what you really want to achieve here on earth. So stop putting all of the pressure on yourself. I know Instagram is not helping matters, Facebook is not helping matters, the world that is where is not helping matters. There's certain standards. People are enlarging their butts, they're enlarging their breasts, they're removing fat from different parts of their body. With all of this, I like you to just breathe in and breathe out. Learn to manage your stress. There is only one life you have, and you cannot jeopardize that life. All right? Learn to love yourself, learn to take care of yourself, take care of your body, your spirit, and your mind. And when you do all of these things, you will live better off. You'll be happier, and you'll be a high performer because you have refueled yourself and you are at your best performance. These are the few things I decided to share with you today on Checkpoint, and I'm really glad you watched all through. In case you joined us much later, I'd like you to go back to the beginning of this video so that you can catch up on all that we shared to you on Checkpoint. Remember, at Checkpoint, we educate, we equip, and empower you to become the very best version of yourself. And I know that what I have been able to share with you today would greatly, greatly help your life. So see you again in another edition of Checkpoint. Until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you so very much. Bye-bye. See you next time. Mwah. everyone. I hope you were blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, we'll be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed, and God will bless you. Love you.